Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Film Scene. If this is your first time here, which it probably is because I only have 8 subscribers, my name is Chelsea, and here I review films and TV series for you guys. And this week I thought I'd review Dr. Strange, which just came out this past Friday in my hometown of Colorado. So I thought I would share my thoughts about the film. This is directed by Scott Derrickson, and it came out just this year, and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Tilda Swinton, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Rachel McAdams. And I was very excited to see this film because this is a story that I'm not familiar with at all. I don't know anything about Dr. Strange or his backstory or even his superpowers. All I knew was that it was part of the Marvel Universe and that it was created by Stan Lee. That's pretty much all I knew walking into it. So just above what the film was about, we have Dr. Strange, who is a neurosurgeon, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and he gets into a car accident which severely impairs his hands. So being the doctor that he is, he turns to Western medicine and tries a bunch of surgeries to no avail, which causes him to go abroad as part of his last-ditch effort, and he seeks Eastern medicine to get a more holistic approach to his recovery, where he meets the Ancient One, who is Tilda Swinton, and then we have Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is the mentor. And he learns about a villain and just he gets into more than he bargained for. So I was really disappointed with this film, unfortunately. I feel that the dialogue / script was very weak. It fell flat in so many places, and the villain, or lack thereof, was another issue that I had, but I'll get to that in a second. So for the dialogue, the foreshadowing was just really obvious, and it was very predictable, and the jokes that were in there fell flat. I only laughed maybe twice. And especially the interaction with the Ancient One and Dr. Strange, you could just tell where the conversation was going to go. You know, he's the scientist guy who doesn't believe in holistic medicine and he thinks it's all a farce, and then she tries to teach him new ways, which, that's fine, that's like what it is at its foundation, but the dialogue itself wasn't very imaginative, and as I said, it was just very predictable, and I just lost interest very, very early on in the film. And because of its predictability, I just kept thinking, when's it gonna end, when's it gonna end? And that's never really a good sign when you watch any movie, really. And that brings me to my second point, which is the villain, who is the antagonist, obviously, and I understood his motivation. I knew what he wanted, I knew what his drive was, and he had his like 2 little sidekicks. But that was it. There wasn't a whole lot of depth to this. There wasn't really any backstory for the villain. It was just like a very quick 5-minute introduction, and even like toward the end where you had like the big villain, that was only there for like 10-15 minutes. So the villain just was not a very large component to this film at all, which is an issue because if the protagonist doesn't have a very strong antagonist, then there's like really no point, you know? If there's nothing really for Doctor Strange to fight for, then the villain is irrelevant, and that's what I felt when watching this film. I started thinking about my expectations for this film because I recently watched Chris Stuckman's video about horror films and the expectation for them and how they're very cliche, and you know, just the cheap tricks with the jump scares, and that's become what people are expecting from horror films instead of the traditional sense, which is, you know, something that's really terrifying, which is your imagination. You know, like what your mind can do and what it can create is sometimes more terrifying than a physical demon. You know, he was going along those lines anyway. That's in the video. And so I started thinking about superhero films and how they were really, really bad in the beginning. You know, you had, what was it, The Hulk with Edward Norton, which was terrible, the effects were bad, the acting was bad, and then you had Fantastic Four, which just had a whole lot of issues, and they got progressively better. You had Spider-Man, you had Avengers, you had Thor, you had Dark Knight, of course, so they got progressively better, which is why I was expecting this film to be really good, and that wasn't the case. So I feel like the superhero movie Marvel industry has just become a sort of factory line. You know, there's like a checklist, and then you create the film and you spur it out, and it's a cash cow. You're going to get money no matter how terrible the film is, which is really sad because you have a huge fan base. You know, you have people who read the comics, who read Stan Lee's work. He's put a lot of work into this, and then you turn out a really crap film, and that's really disappointing, I think. So the expectation for this film was really high, and it did not reach that standard. Of course, that being said, it's going to make money no matter what. Stan Lee is going to make money no matter what. But this checklist thing, it's just gotten too much, and it's caused me to waste my money, to be quite frank with you. And you know, the checklist is just a hot male lead. You have the love interest, you have Stan Lee's cameo, you have the stinger, you have the special effects, and the villain, of course, maybe a mentor, and that's it. And then the script and the dialogue just fall to the wayside, and that just kind of gets pushed in because that's what a film needs. You know, it's just an afterthought. And that's what it felt like in this film. It wasn't well thought out at all. The villain didn't care about. The protagonist, predictable. You know, and that's nothing about the actors or the acting ability or about the set or anything. It was just purely the script and the narrative and how bad it was. So yeah, sorry for the rant. I didn't mean to go on that rant there, but it's just getting really annoying because the past few superhero movies, not just this one, like the previous Avengers I didn't think was very good, and they're just not trying anymore, you know, because they know they're going to make money and they can just put it out and anyone's going to go see it, which is totally true. I was a sucker for it. I got completely sucked into it, you know. Anyway, I'm like sweating. I don't know why I'm sweating, but just getting really upset about this, I guess, for some reason. I don't really know why. But anyway, that is my review of Dr. Strange. And if you have any reviews you'd like me to do, you can leave those down below just in the comment section. And if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be awesome. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!